and today is Sunday. It is Slow Cooker Sunday. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a delicious fruit crisp right in your slow cooker. But before I get started, let me just say, if this is your first time here, you love food, you love fun, you are in the right spot. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All right, so you can do this in any flavor of your choice. I actually had a couple of apples that I needed to use up, and I thought, what else am I going to put with this? What can I make out of this? And I realized I had a bunch of these little fruit cups that I had bought in the kids that they had not eaten. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to combine all this together and make a fruit crisp out of it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it in the slow cooker. So I combined this fruit and fresh fruit. So you can use canned fruit, fresh fruit, just, you know, whatever you have on hand. And I actually combined it together. So because I did that, I'm probably not going to add any sugar to this. If you use all fresh fruit, you're going to make it just kind of like you would a pie. Put a little bit of flour, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of sugar in there. But the first thing I want to do actually is make my topping. So I have 1 1/4 cups of flour here that I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of rolled oats to. And we're just going to stir this together. And then I've also got 1/2 cup of brown sugar I'm going to add to that. And then once you've got that stirred together really well, we're going to add this to 8 tablespoons of butter that I already melted in the microwave. And then we're just going to give it a stir again. And then we're just going to keep stirring until it resembles a crumbly topping. And then one other thing I'm going to add, I almost forgot, is just a little bit of cinnamon. So another big stir. And then once all of this is stirred together, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside and grab my fruit. So I've got about what would be 3 cans of fruit here. So again, I have a mix, and if you have frozen berries, again, you can use whatever you want, but it's about the equivalent of, I could say, about 3 cans of fruit. And I am going to add a little bit of cinnamon to this as well. I'm not going to put any sugar in here because these little cups seem to have a lot of sugar in it. If I was just using the fresh fruit or maybe the frozen fruit, I would add maybe 1/4 cup of sugar. And the other thing I'm going to add, and this is totally optional, is I'm going to add a little bit of cardamom. It just happens to be one of my favorite spices, and I add it to just about any kind of pie that I bake. Now you do want to make sure that you drain the fruit if you're using like the little cups like I'm using, or you're using canned fruit. So I went ahead and did that, and then I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of flour to this just to absorb any extra liquid. And because my fresh apples, as they bake, they're going to release some liquid as well. And then once I've got all this stirred together, I'm going to add this to my Rockcrok. So this thing's awesome because it can go in the microwave, the oven. If you guys have seen me cook before, you know all the amazing things it does. I call it a one-pot wonder. And it also can be a slow cooker. So that's what I'm using it for today. So I'm just going to spread this out in here. And then we're going to take our crumble topping and we are just going to spread it all over the top. And that looks pretty good. And I've got a little bit left, but that's okay because I might decide that I want to take out a serving and photograph it separately, and I'll just use the extra topping for that. Or I'll use it for something else. I can store it and it'll be good for a little bit. So I'll tell you the trick to getting a golden, crispy topping in a slow cooker is paper towels. So basically what happens is, as it cooks, the moisture forms and it's on the top of here and it drips down. But by putting our paper towels on here, this is going to absorb the moisture, and then it'll help us get that really crispy topping that we like. So I'm going to leave this in here. I'm going to turn this on low, and I'm going to leave it in here for about 3 hours. Okay, so it has been about 3 hours, give or take a little bit, probably closer to 3.5. I let it cool just a little bit. And as you can see, our paper towels absorbed the moisture. It absorbed the moisture. That's what it did. And it kept our crisp from absorbing it. And thank goodness it did. Look how beautiful it is on top. It smells wonderful too. It smells like fresh baked pies in here. So we have to give this a taste. And thank goodness I let it cool just a little bit so I don't burn myself. I think I got a bite of apple. That's really good. As usual. I love the topping. Yeah, it's got a little bit of apple, and I think a couple of those cups I put in there, most of them were peaches, and then a couple of them were like the mixed fruit, and then I had the fresh apples that I put in there. So Anyway, give this a try because this is like the perfect ending to a Sunday dinner. I think it's really delicious. It's something you can just put on while you're fixing dinner, and then this will be done later. I'm wondering actually if you could put this on like the night before. I wonder what's the longest you could cook it for. You could put it on the night before and then maybe have something like this for breakfast because it's kind of like breakfast, right? It has a little bit of oatmeal in the topping. Anyway, give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.